I'm Richard Cissel, local chickadeologist. This is the April 22nd Migration Minute. It will be fast. It will be mayhem. And it will tell you things about migration. Let's do it. So what happened last night? Well, it was a big night. Many more birds than were in the forecast. You can see at the peak moment, we had 317 million birds in the sky. That was a lot more than we thought was going to happen. That's a big night migration. Where were they? As you can see on the map, they're all over the place. Birds are just going everywhere. It was a big night in migration. Only place they weren't, exactly where we thought they wouldn't be, where that storm system was causing all sorts of havoc. Also, some systems up there, obviously, but the Northeast saw some nice movements. Look at that area right there. There were birds moving there. Birds everywhere. 317. That's still not that big of a night. There's still bigger nights coming. Let's look at tonight. Let's go to our map. What do we have? The forecast for tonight, 277 million birds are predicted to move. As we saw last night, that number could go up, it could go down. This is a forecast. We're not stinking fortune tellers. This is all prediction. Why and where are the birds moving? Obviously, not a lot's happening in this region because we've got a storm there. You can see it with your own eyes. So, what else is happening? A lot of birds moving in this region. That region really seems to be hot and heavy all the time. And you're right if you see that. That is a great place to be if you want to experience bird migration. Where's the best place to be if you want to experience bird? Probably stinking here, as you're going to see in a second. The Gulf Coast states see some amazing bird migration. So this is tonight. This is how many? 277 million. And where? Right up in there. That's where the birds are moving. Okay, let's look to tomorrow night. What is happening tomorrow night? Tomorrow night, we have got storms right here. Got a system right there. Where are the birds tomorrow night? Well, they're kind of in this region, that southeast through the kind of the eastern Midwest and into the Great Lakes states a little bit up the Pacific coast too, a little banana shape there. But you can see the birds, they're coming in and they're going to get stopped by those systems. They're not going to be able to go very far. And how many birds tomorrow night are we expecting? 246 million between those 2 nights. That's over 500 million birds in just 2 nights moving through the area. That's a lot of birds, but we're not done yet because in 2 nights, we've got another 225 million birds predicted. And what's happening then? Well, you can see they're coming up this way right here from the Gulf into the Gulf Coast states, specific like Texas and Louisiana. And if you're birding in that region in 2 days, it's going to be 3 days. It's going to be amazing because all those birds are going to be coming inland. And then what are they going to do? They're going to experience this mammoth jammer right here that's going to stop them in their trucks. And then you're going to just have birds all over the place right there. 225 million. You're going to go birding and it's going to be amazing. And I'm not there and I'm not jealous at all. Behind that storm, you're going to see a few birds leaking up the Great Plains that are able to get behind or around it or waited until that system passed. And then that system from the Rockies, you can see it's kind of breaking up a little bit of it there, a little bit of it there. So we got systems there and there. We got systems there and there. There we go. Systems there and there. And so still not a lot of movement happening up in this Rocky region. Why not? Well, still, the Rockies seeing low numbers. We never see huge nights of migration like this area. If you live in that area, well, you live in the best spot to stinking see migration. Now, let's look at what's happening currently, right now, tonight, as I'm speaking, as the sun's setting across the United States. Get our map updated. Tonight, what's happening? Well, you can already see we've got a significant amount of movement right up through the Great Plains. Hundreds of thousands, if not into the millions, are already on the move as the sun is setting across the eastern U.S. into the Great Plains. Tons of birds already moving. Now, tonight, we're not going to look at weather. We're not going to look at wind. I'm way too obsessed with weather and wind. Instead, what we're going to look at, we're going to look at some lights out alerts. We're going to talk about things that make birds' lives better. Let's get rid of that drawing. So tonight is a night that is important because if you live in a place where birds are going to be migrating in big numbers, you can do them a service by just shutting off your lights in those areas. So this awesome map put out by Birdcast and the Purdue Air Ecolab tells you all the places where you can have the greatest impact by shutting off lights. And while not just a nightly thing, but treating windows. If you're in an area that sees a lot of migration, treat your windows. Help birds out. So where tonight should you make sure your lights are freaking shut off? Shut them off here. Shut them off up here. In fact, you know what? Just shut them off all throughout this entire region. That's a weird looking face. Let's get rid of it. It's scary. This is where to shut off your lights. Shut them off right there. Get them all off. Shut off all lights in the area. Why? Migrating birds, they can become stressed, disoriented. It can cause collisions. Lights cause problems for migrating birds at night. Remember, we're talking hundreds of millions of birds are going to fly tonight, 277 million. So if you don't shut your lights off tonight, that's the fail button. That's a fail if you don't shut your lights off. But if you turn your lights off tonight, you know what I think of you? That's what I think of you. I'm hyping you up because you're a bird saver. If you know a place that has its lights on during this time of year, talk to them, get them to shut their lights off. Why? Because it helps birds get safely back to the places that they need to get to nest. I'm Richard Cissel. I'm not unhinged. This is a real mustache. These are real glasses. That's a real name and it's a real job. Your local chickadeologist. And we'll see you tomorrow for another Migration Minute that lasts way more than a minute. Tonight's Migration Minute is brought to you by Flock Blockers. Flock Blockers. I almost forgot to do this commercial. Also, Flock Blockers. Save a bird, protect a window. Or protect a window, save a bird. Either way works. Get a Flock Blocker. Get it today. Get it today. Please help us get it today.